folks?
Coming to you with another short, quick, sweet video.
Yep. Second to last one even.
Making up for borrowed time.
Yep. Page 32.
We're going to use a balanced equation to predict how much stuff comes out.
Right. Well, mole to mole ratio, really. So if I change one of them, how does that going to affect the outcome?
Right. So we're going to use balanced equations and their ratios of moles to see inputs, outputs.
Basically, that's it.
And there's not much to say except once the equation is balanced, use any of the coefficients, mole coefficients, to make the ratios that you desire, and then we let units guide our work, just
Right.
like we've done with gram to mole, moles to gram conversions.
Right. Okay. You're exactly right. So, like just in our little picture here, I have a balanced chemical equation here of making ammonia, right? N2 plus 3 H2s makes 2 NH3s.
Correct.
So that's balanced, and that's good. So now, because it's balanced, I can make all sorts of ratios, with
right.
the 1s, the 3, and the 2. Let me give you 2 examples. For every 1 nitrogen mole, every 1 mole of nitrogen I use, I'm going to make 2 moles of ammonia.
This is 1 to 2.
1 to 2.
Right. So for every 1 N2 you put in, you get 2 NH3 out.
Right. And for every 3 moles of hydrogen I put in, I get 2 moles of NH3.
Right.
And I can do anything within this I want to do. I can go product, product, reactant, reactant, product, reactant, reactant, product.
And a little bit of logic and reasoning can get you through these problems.
It really can.
Instead of the actual mathematic calculation.
Right. So let's do a real quick problem just to
With the calculation.
Yep, just to show you what it looks like.
And then we'll reason through it for a second and see how it works.
So how many moles of nitrogen would I need if I wanted to make specifically 6 moles of ammonia?
Well, the equation says that it's balanced to make 2 moles of ammonia.
Right.
So I think the math process would be to let the units be our guide. Say start by 6 moles NH3.
Yep, let the units be our guide. We're going to start
times
with 6
a ratio that cancels NH3 and gives me N2. So I would make that the 1 mole of N2 over 2 NH3. I multiply by 1 N2 over 2 NH3.
because then my NH3s and my NH3s
Units
are
cancels, right? And so, oh, you want me to write it down? Fine, sure.
I like it when they cancel.
You like it when they cancel. There you go. The NH3s cancel.
And that's going to be now, in my calculator, now 6 times 1,
Half.
which is 6, divided by 2.
This is 6 times a half,
Right.
3. So 3 N2s need to get put in. But let's talk through it with the mathematical reasoning too.
Okay.
This equation shows you the production of 2 NH3s.
And into 6 is
3 times
tripling
that.
it.
Right, so we wanted to get to 6
Making a
moles.
triple batch of cookies.
Making a triple batch of cookies, which means I'm going to need a triple batch of ingredients.
That's it.
So I'm going to triple all my ingredients. 3 N2s, 9 H2s make 6 NH3s.
Yep.
Boom, done.
Some of them are really that easy.
It really is. Yeah. The ones that we do in our moles and stoichiometry are a little more complex because we are not using whole numbers necessarily.
Yeah, I
when we
might
do
say,
that.
I want 2.5 moles.
Right, because we're working real chemistry in the lab.
Yeah, but guess what? That's
This-
just a different number you put in your calculator, though, man.
Right.
Really.
So do it with the mathematics by letting the units guide you, or
Always, please.
do it with the mathematical reasoning process with some critical thinking.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll let that slide once you've completed some practice and you feel comfortable.
Yeah, well, naturally.
You know what I'm saying? But let's start it out. Let's
Well,
do
for
this.
some of us, that is the most intuitive thing to do. While you're tripling the amount you want to get out, you got to triple
You're
the
right.
amount you put in.
You know what? You're not getting there. It's just some people are going to be that far, just moving right along with the math.
Right,
So
and that is cool, but know that there is a mathematical way with unit canceling to get through it.
why it really works.
Yeah. Use the mole-mole ratios to predict how much product will be formed or how much reactant will be needed. That's
That's it.
what we were doing in the first video of the unit,
Right.
where we wanted to make 1 gram of something.
Yep.
We had to work back through the mole ratios to use this as a predictive tool.
Right. And actually, what it now is, too, is a conversion factor. Because
Right.
now you could go from grams to moles. We learned how to do that, gram formula mass.
Now you can go from moles to moles.
Now I can go from moles to moles, from one chemical to another.
Right.
Yeah, ooh, very leading.
That's what we did. So excellent. Thank you all.
See you guys.